In the beginning, before there was time, land, or life, God created the heavens and the earth. He shaped the world with His words. Light filled the darkness, waters separated from the sky, and life covered the land. Then, from the dust of the ground, God formed the first man, Adam, and breathed into his nostrils the breath of life. Adam became a living soul, made in the image of God. God placed him in a beautiful garden called Eden, a paradise filled with rivers, fruit trees, and every living creature. God gave Adam a purpose to care for the garden and rule over the animals. But He also gave one command, is greater than, "You may eat freely from every tree in the garden, except from the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. For when you eat from it, you will surely die." God saw that Adam was alone and said, "It is not good for man to be alone." So He caused Adam to fall into a deep sleep. From one of his ribs, God made the first woman, Eve, to be his companion and helper. Adam rejoiced and said, "This is bone of my bones and flesh of my flesh." For a time, Adam and Eve lived in perfect harmony with each other, with nature and with God. They felt no shame, no pain, and no fear. But one day, the serpent, more cunning than any creature, came to Eve and said, "Did God really say you must not eat from any tree in the garden?" Eve replied, "We may eat fruit from the trees, but not from the one in the middle of the garden, or we will die." The serpent whispered, "You will not die. God knows that when you eat it, your eyes will be opened, and you will be like Him, knowing good and evil." Eve looked at the fruit. It was beautiful and tempting. She took it, ate it, and gave some to Adam, who also ate. In that moment, their eyes were opened and they realized they were naked. Shame entered their hearts. They sewed fig leaves to cover themselves and hid from God. When God came walking in the garden, He called out, "Adam, where are you?" Adam answered, "I heard you, and I was afraid, because I was naked, so I hid." God knew what had happened. He spoke to them with sorrow, telling them that because of their disobedience, pain and death would now exist in the world. The ground would bring forth thorns, and they would one day return to the dust from which they came. Then God made clothes for them and sent them out of the Garden of Eden, so they would not eat from the tree of life and live forever in their sin. Though they were cast out, God's love never left them, and through them, the story of humanity began. Bible reference: Genesis 2-4:25, Genesis 3-1:24.